We are getting into the winner's match, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have the red Zerg player here representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player from Belarus representing Team Platoon. It is Nikich. Go. We have our ZvZ. We just, of course, wrapped up with Shin versus Solar earlier. And the ZvZ, they keep on coming, man. They keep on coming. Aye, aye, aye. Oh my, and Wayne gonna be mixing it up here, going for a pool first. Very interesting. Okay, with this pool first opener, Wayne is gonna be feeling pretty safe. I imagine here is going to be getting into a pretty safe opener with this pool. It's going to be pool, hatch into gas. Meanwhile, Nikich going for a hatch first. So Nikich will have the economic advantage. Wayne is just playing very safe. Very safe play here from our red Zerg player. Interesting. Very safe play here. This does give Nikich the slight economic lead here in the early game. It's going to be on Wayne to make up for it. We'll see if he can, as a couple of Lings are going to be on the way. They can apply some pressure, but there's no fast gas here, so Wayne can't like rush into Ling speed and go for a Ling flood with this or anything like that. Nikich is just going to be strictly slightly ahead here, or should be at least. As we're settling into this, Overlord is coming in. Overlord does confirm how late the hatchery is, does see the Lings moving out, and I'm sure Wayne is hoping for an overreaction. I'm sure he's hoping that maybe Nikich does, you know, maybe overmake Lings or make a spine crawler, play too defensively here as the Lings are moving out. Behind this, Nikich is making a wave of 6 Lings. Queens are on the way, and we'll see if Wayne can pick up a drone. Ideally, he needs a drone kill here. As he tries to slip on by, Nikich saying this seriously, does pull away. Does evacuate the natural, and he will save his workers. Good movement here from Nikich. He catches some Lings! Big catch. 2 Lings go down. 2 Lings will go down. Wayne being forced back, and Nikich throwing down a hidden Baneling nest. Oh my. Nikich, you have my attention. So we should be working on third bases, and even if we throw down a third, this fast Baneling nest is a bit of a tell that Nikich wants to be aggressive. Behind this, Wayne has been droning up quite heavily, going for his own Baneling nest quite later compared to his opponents. That is something that, again, Nikich can leverage. There we go, more Lings are on the way. He is amassing Lings, he's checking for a third base location, sees the lack of third, so he should be droning. Again, both players are playing 2 base, which is crazy. 2 base play from Wayne and Nikich. Drone is on the way. Nikich, he sees the would-be third. He will delay it. And Wayne is doubling down on mass Ling. Baneling nest is done, but Nikich wasn't quite able to make use of it. He wants to, though. Here we go. Nikich is moving out. Baneling's going to be on the way for Wayne. Nikich has his own Banelings in production as well, but gets here a little bit too late. He wants the queen, but he won't be able to get it. He's going to be zoned back. So far, so good here for Wayne. Really holding onto his base. Baneling's able to oh, ooh, 2 for 1. Not a good trade for Wayne. Bit of miscontrol there. Wayne going to be taking it. Sorry, Nikich going to be taking his win. Backs up, gets his third base, and is droning up. Getting into Roach production. Both players are. Nikich 1 step ahead when it comes to his Roach Warren. He is 1 step ahead. Oh, Wayne trying to go for his own Ling counterattack is going to be denied. And Nikich, he's cutting workers. He is not making any more drones at this point. We have 7 Roaches on the way. Nikich getting ready for a massive push. Does have a lair. Ooh, and an Eva chamber. Okay, this tells us that Nikich is looking for a droning. Yep, there we go. He's looking for a longer game. I was expecting a committed attack, but Nikich, he's going to be droning up. Roaches are revealed. And here we go. Nikich is pushing. Now, as we just mentioned, Nikich is teching up, and he's making a couple of workers behind this, so I think he's just puffing up his chest. Nikich, he's just posturing, he is revealing his army to this Overlord, but I don't think he really intends to commit, and he's forcing Wayne to make roaches, while Nikich drones back at home. Yeah, Nikich is going to be droning, saturating his base. Wings get in, and do we get a drone? Oh, we do not. Looks like maybe one worker did go down. We can see Nikich back up. As we mentioned, Nikich wasn't really intending to commit. He was just puffing up his chest, was just playing a game of chicken. And he has been droning. And he forced a lot of army here out of Wayne. That is the back and forth of ZvZ. Trying to force your opponent not to drone. Getting into drones yourself. We can see Wayne pushing on the right hand side. Going to be running into some Banelings. Nikich in position. Does pull away his Banelings. Does preserve them. Likewise, Wayne backs up. Going to be droning up himself. Ooh, is late when it comes to his lair timing. Late as well when it gets a faster +1 range at least, but again, this lair timing is late, which means roach speed is going to be delayed. Now, we got this earlier Evo chamber. I was expecting +1, but there's no upgrades. Nikich, Bobby. This is a bit of a sign here. This is a bit of a tell. No upgrades from Nikich. We do have roach speed that's being prioritized. It looks like, I know that we've been seeing like a lot of posturing and a lot of like, faking like a push and like droning. This looks like an all-in. God, as soon as I say that, we start +1 range. God damn it. I mean, it looks like a pretty crisp roach speed timing here, but +1 range is an interesting choice. Here we go. We are pushing right through the center. Looking at the armies here, Nikich does have a supply lead. Does push in. Gets a couple of roaches. Gets some queens as well. But the links around is upon us. Nikich not trading too well here towards the end. He still has a pretty terrifying roach force. And there we go. Nikich going to be reinforcing with his own lings. With his entire army. Rayling's going to be waddling as well. Nikich going to be losing ground. At the same time, though, going for a Ling Bane run by. Wayne, is he paying attention? Is he looking? Oh, he is. Does pull away. He does pull away in time. Only losing one drone. With that, Wayne going for a counterattack. Now, off of this, Wayne has the better economy. Remember, Nikich was cutting workers at 45, which is why I believe he was going all in. He didn't go all in, though. So Wayne has a stronger economy, and Wayne is snowballing out of control. Able to produce so much more. +1 ranges on, +2 ranges on the way. Wayne looking in control here. Is going to be forcing his way in. Lyle's going to be grazing the army as well. We have the better concave as well. +1 range still on the horizon. With the defender's advantage though, Nikich, he's pushing through. Is breaking through just barely. Good target firing as well on those Ravagers. Nikich forces Wayne back. But Nikich is still only on 45 drones. He still doesn't have an economy. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Wayne. So Wayne, he stutter steps the hell out of there. Getting in between his bases where he's been just rallying his reinforcements. And Wayne has more than enough to defend. Spinecrawler gets up and running just in time. Yeah, you can see Wayne just stutter stepping forward here with his roaches. Confident with his fight, confident with his reinforcements as well. Yeah, and you can see the disparity in supplies at this point. Nikich going for a Hail Mary play, trying to force back some of the army. Meanwhile, Wayne, he's on 4 bases. He's still on 61 drones this entire time, 3 base saturation. Wayne has been looking good. there were some scary moments for Wayne, don't get me wrong, but it did feel like Nikich wasn't really committing too hard. It felt like, yeah, I felt like he had a hard time picking and choosing if he wanted to go all in or not, and that indecisiveness did work against him in the end. Like, cutting workers, making an army, and then droning is you're just hurting yourself. It's like, it's not, not able to make use of that. As Nikich does go for the hatchery, he's going to be getting the snipe. Wayne was out of position, but he does rock up just in time. Yeah, he's swallowing this army up. The hatchery did tank a couple of shots, but it will survive. Ooh. Miles going to be connecting, and again, with the defender's advantage, Wayne, he has more than enough at this point. It is just a numbers game. GG gets called, and Wayne will take game number 1. Ooh. GG. Oh, that was quite a lot of twists and turns. That was quite a ZvZ. Oh my god. Going one way and then the other. Both players so aggressive, actually. Both Wayne and Nikich were so willing to just embrace the chaos there and really make it difficult for either player to read with whether or not you're droning or not, how committed you are, how uncommitted you are, and in the end, again, as we mentioned, Nikich did cut workers at 45, so it looked like he was going for like a roach speed all in, and then he started plus on range, and then he droned as he was pushing. So yeah, it was a little bit odd from Nikich, just very middle of the road, and as a result, when that push didn't work, he was just behind. He was just straight up behind from that point. He had to deal some critical damage with that army, and he was unable to, and with that, we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player representing Team Platoon. It is Nikich. And hold up, we are getting some updates here. I was not. What happened? Wait, what? We're getting some updates. Very quickly. Usually we go over updates like after we wrap up a series, but just very quickly here. Once again, Wayne going for a hatch first. Sorry, going for a pool first against a hatch gas pool. Economic open out of Nikich, defensive open out of Wayne. Strange. I pegged him as the favorite player in Group C. Strange just got 2-0'd. I am shocked right now. Wayne got 2-0'd by Wannabe Beyond, and I know that Wannabe Beyond has been looking good recently. I know that he's been getting some really good performances, and he's been very active. But to 2-0 Strange, that is wild. I want to know what happened. I want to know what the hell happened there. But that's a big win for Wannabe Beyond. And a massive upset, so best of luck to Strange in the lower brackets. But yeah, just already a wild turn of events. Very crazy. Aye, aye, aye. Here we go. Wayne is going to be moving out once again with his links. So just like the previous game, Wayne did go for a pool first opener, so he gets access to faster links. Not access to faster speed though. So it's just a couple of links early on. The goal here is to force a reaction, is to maybe get some drone kills. That's the ideal for Wayne, is to pick up a worker or two. As he moves out, Overlord does confirm the late hatchery, and Nikich is getting ready back at home. Once again, he evacuates the natural. He's going to be respecting these lings. Does pull back. Again, good positioning here by Nikich. She has a defensive advantage as well. He is forced to make a couple of lings. Oh, a bit of miscontrol, bit of an overextension by Nikich. Oh, he loses one of his lings. The queen arrives. Now we can go back to droning once again, though. Very fast Bailey Nest. This is crazy. Like giga fast Bailey Nest here out of Nikich. Last game he didn't use it. What about this game? What about game 2? Sorry, just closed the door. What about game number 2 here? As Wayne is going to be going into his Evo chamber. He's starting up a wall here, going 2-base lair. Okay, Wayne going to be playing 2-base this time instead. Meanwhile, Nikich is link flooding. This time he's committing here. He's going to be link bane busting his opponent. Can Wayne survive? He's skipping the Bailey Nest. No shot. No Bailey Nest here from Wayne. He has a full wall, but the lings are soon to arrive, and we are soon to bust down this wall. Wayne, all that he has to defend is a couple of queens. Is supply blocked? Was supply blocked for a moment there. Has to wall off desperately. But what can he do? There's nothing else here. Lings are on the way, but they're going to be slow lings at that. And Nikich, he is breaking through. Crashes on in, busts into the natural. Boys are being pulled, they have to be. And there's just nothing here. A bit of a build order win for Nikich. Snowballing out of control, punishing the build here of Wayne with the Bane bust. We take control of the natural. Lings are amassing. GG gets pulled, and Nikich ties up the series 1-1. GG. Very fast game there, but again, Wayne was trying to get into 2-base play, was skipping his Bailey Nest, going into roaches. Unfortunately, just so happened to be the case that Nikich did Ling Bane all in, did go for a Ling Flood, and Wayne had nothing to. He had 3 queens. He had 3 queens to defend. That is all he had. There's not enough to hold on there. And Nikich snowballs out of control. With that, we have an ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. It all comes down to this. Catching up in the chat. Oh god. That's a great reference. I love it. Referring to game 1, taco sauce. Nikich looked like Henry Winkler trying to come up with a trick play in the Waterboy. He goes left. No, he fakes left. No, he thinks about faking left. Oh god, what am I doing? That did feel a lot actually like game 1, but in game number 2, you know, our blue Zerg player was able to bring it back. But here we go, we're in the ace match, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle being forced into the ace match. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player tying up the series 1-1 with the Ling Bane bust. Representing Team Platoon, it is Nikich. Once again, pool first. Okay. Every game here in the ZvZ, pool first from Wayne. Hatch gas pool out of Nikich. Oh boy. And just like the previous game as well, Wayne will have the option to go into 2-base play. But after what just happened, I imagine we're going to be going into a standard game into Bailey's. I hope so at least. Here we go. As, yeah, we're just getting into our openers of choice. It's going to be a pool hatch gas opener here by Wayne. Once again, 3 games in a row. Once again, it's going to be quite assertive with these early game lings. His goal here is to pick up some drones if possible, is to trade well against the lings of Nikich. Meanwhile, back at home, Nikich going to be getting eyes on this. The Overlord is going to be dipping in, going to be confirming the hatch timing. Nikich is going to be fully aware of what's going on, and he will be preparing back at home. As lings are on the way, queens are on the way as well. Nikich, he does confirm how late the hatchery is. He's now fully aware of what's happening, and he should be evacuating this drone. There we go. Drone is evacuated. Lings to arrive, and the dance has begun. It has begun on 1 drone. We do got 1 worker. Good pickup here by Wayne. Bit unexpected. That should not have happened. He's going to be bleeding out some of these lings. But just like that, Wayne does even up the worker counts. Again, 1 worker is what you're looking for. Ideally what you want here. And behind this, Should be working in towards Link Speed. Link Speed already well underway here for Nikich. Do we throw down another Baneling Nest? So far, we have not. We are just droning. Link Speed going to be on the way for Wayne. Once again, walling up here with the Evo Chamber. Looks like Wayne wants to go 2-base play for a second game in a row. 2-base Roach. We saw Wayne attempt this on Oceanborn, but he should have more success here on Goldenrod. Meanwhile, I love this from Nikich. He's going for his third, true, but he's also throwing down a Roach Warren. He skips his own Baneling Nest. So 2-base Roach out of Wayne. Meanwhile, Roach play out of Nikich. So good read here from our Zerg player. He is aware that Banelings are not going to be a factor in this game. Good stutter stepping out of Nikich. Wayne doesn't see the tech, doesn't know that Roach play is on the way. Interesting though, Wayne is amassing some Lings. So usually when you go 2-base Roach, you skip Link Speed, but because we're investing, Wayne is going for a Link Flood. Wayne, he's going for a Link Flood, hoping to catch his opponent off guard, and because Nikich skipped the Baneling Nest, he won't have Banelings to defend. Nikich, he may die here and now to the Link Flood of Wayne. That's the point. The purpose of this build is to lure your opponent into a false sense of security. Lure them into believing that you're making Roaches when really you make Lings, and now we're pushing out. We're pulling the trigger, Link Speed has kicked in, and Nikich is in a bit of trouble. Roaches are on the way. Can we hold? Can we survive? Can we survive? As the Lings have arrived, they go straight for the third base, they get a surround, and they will get a kill. This base will fall. Good pick off here by Wayne. Nikich stuck on 2 bases. Now Wayne, because we bought some time, he shouldn't be able to push into the natural. The wall is looking solid. Nikich holds. Does lose a base though. And that means Wayne can get his own. Get his own third. Going to be joining up behind this. +1 range well underway. We have 1-1 on the way here for Nikich instead. Getting into double upgrades. Getting into double Evo Chamber. And with this, we'll see how the game does settle from here. Nikich should be looking to retake his third. Wayne is going to be taking on the economic lead because of his own faster third base. So solid economy here from Wayne. He goes for a surround. He forces another cancel. Big pickoff. Once again, containing Nikich to 2 bases. It should have been Nikich with the economic lead. It should have been Wayne stuck on 2 bases, but the turns have tabled. And Wayne is in the driver's seat, getting into +2 range, building up towards Roaches. And Nikich may be forced all in. That's a Baneling Nest. So the way this works is that Nikich should be going for a big Roach push, and the Baneling Nest is to defend against all these Lings. He's going to have ideally like 2 or 3 Banelings, basically ferrying this army across the map to make sure these Roaches don't get surrounded. So there's going to be a big 1-1 timing here from Nikich. Now the Baneling Nest has been scouted by Wayne. He is aware. Comes in front of the surround. And he forces another the third cancel. Well, the second cancel, but the first was a... we had 1 kill, then 2 cancels. Aye. We deny the base 3 times. That's what I'm getting at. And here we go, Nikich. It's all or nothing. We're pushing everything across the map. We have to commit. Nikich, he supply blocked 5 Overlords on the way. Nikich has arrived. Wayne is in position. Nikich does have the upgrade lead. It's not going to be enough. And Nikich, he's droning up behind this. I mean, it's a really rough position. It's a really rough position for Nikich here. The longer this goes on, the further behind he becomes. So on the one hand, we kind of need to go all in. But at the same time, Nikich, it looks like he has recognized he cannot end the game. He has recognized that he's just too far behind and that Wayne is looking too solid back at home. So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't here for Nikich. He's hoping maybe he can max out. Maybe he can settle onto 3 bases. But Wayne is going to be the first to max, is the problem. Wayne is looking so comfortable here as he's getting ready to push. here are going to be sorted away. Wayne, he is about to max out. He's at almost 200 supply. The supply block is the only thing stopping him. The only thing. Wayne has arrived. He rocks up across the map. Nikich trying to muster up a defense, trying to bring everything together here. He does have the high ground, does have the ramp, the defender's advantage. But can that surpass a 50 supply lead? Oh god. The vials, they will connect. Massive connections here with the vials. Likewise, once again, going to be connecting here with the army of Wayne. But he has so much Roach Ravager here, it doesn't even matter. He can just take the vials to the face, and he has far too much anyway. GG gets called, and Wayne will take the series 2-1, advancing out of Group C in first place, or Group B. GG. GG, well played. Well played here by Wayne. He does make it out of Group B here in first place. Was a rocky road. This was a wild ZvZ, very back and forth. Even in this game, even in Game 3, we saw Wayne fake out his opponent with the mass Link Flood, and Nikich was punished for not getting a Baneling Nest. He was punished for skipping it and going into Roaches himself, and yeah, really good moves out of Wayne overall. Able to catch Nikich off guard. With that, Wayne will advance first, and Nikich gets knocked down to the decider match. Here we go. He gets knocked down to the decider match where he is waiting for either Ashbringer or Art. And we can take this moment to go over the brackets.